How's it going, everybody? We are live. Mr. Dan, how you doing, good sir?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming on. And again, welcome everybody to the new episode of Conversations with Mr. Dan and Horror. Yep, just to looks like we have some people in the chat. So before we get
Yeah,
started, I'll go
that's
ahead and
awesome.
bring some people up here. We got Patrick here. Welcome to the Cat House. Looks like we also got Stacy here. Happy and excited for the program. Thank you so much, Stacy, for coming by. And Patrick, we got our dude, the Owl King himself.
Don, the man.
Thank you for stopping by, good sir. Miss you, brother. So yeah, it looks like we got everybody for right now. So yeah, Mr. Dan, if you want to just kind of go over real quick, something a little bit about your channel, like in case people in the future or that come in that haven't seen your channel, what can they expect from your channel, sir?
Uh, Essentially, it started out as me following a lot of YouTubers that were mostly focused on horror, and then my friend, the Night Watch Zone, I said something about maybe I'll start my own channel because I was commenting on his live streams and under my old channel, which was mostly about diecast cars. And he said, well, why don't you do it? So I went ahead and started it. And it really, I just called it, my other channel used to be called Mr. Dan and Harry, which is the name of my youngest son. That's what we did. We started the diecast channel years ago. He's a senior in college now, so we don't do that as much. I'm more interested in Hot Wheels than he is at this point. But so I just said Mr. Dan and Harry, Mr. Dan and Horror. So that's how it started. So I started doing mostly horror reviews. And then I kind of branched out into, despite the name, into, some martial arts, Westerns, film noir. I have martial arts Mondays, most Mondays. And then I had physical media Fridays on Fridays. I kind of slowed down last year and I put myself on a monthly budget. So it pretty much amounted to one solid release or like maybe a couple cheaper things you can get on eBay. So that was like every other Friday or one Friday a month. That'll probably pick up a little bit next year as I've put some stuff on back order already.
Oh yeah, I definitely know.
And the thing is, like, I'm, my name on Instagram, I'm Mr. Dan Horror Hot Wheels, and like a lot of times in our private messages, people are like, "Hey Dan, did you see this? Shaw Brothers is putting this out." I'm like, "God damn it, better get that on pre-order." You know how it goes. So,
oh yeah,
it's kind of the same way with you are with figures, probably, right? So I, that those are sort of my two main things that I have locked in. And then I do challenges. I'm very friendly with like Horrific Nightmares JM and the Horror Man. So Joe's come up with a lot of really good challenges. Last year we did Franchise Frenzy, which is why I worked my way through Subspecies, and the Saw movies. I went back to those and, a few other franchises that I'd never seen or hadn't seen in a while. So that ended last year. And then he started Top 3 Thursday this year. So I do a Top 3 Thursday every Thursday. And then I just throw in, other than that, movie reviews whenever I feel like it or am able to do it. For this Halloween, I kind of got geared up in September and came up with a whole bunch of topics. I'm sort of doing some martial arts, but only if they have horror elements. And then I'm doing, like, I call it Hong Kong horror and Taiwanese terror. So, and then also Indonesian horror reviews. So I had my second one come out today. And then I also wanted to take a look at horror hosts this month. So I'm reviewing like specials that people like Elvira and The Mummy and the Monkey and Dr. Gangrene have done, like Halloween specials that they've done, or just the movies that they've hosted, and I've tried to pick up some physical copies of those.
Nice. Now, can I ask you, off the top of your, out of all the horror hosts, which is your favorite?
Well, I'm from Philly, and I know the book's upstairs, but Dr. Shock was who I grew up with. Okay. Yeah, and the cool thing is, Dr. Gangrene is doing something really cool this month. He has a countdown every year, like he'll do 31 days of werewolf movies or anthology films. This year he's doing movies that horror hosts have appeared in. And the first thing he said was, "I know what you're thinking. There's not enough, but there are." And that's the cool thing. I didn't know that Zachary was the voice of the little creature in Bad, is it not Bad Channels? Bad, it's a Frank Henenlotter movie with Little Creature.
Um,
Bad
why am I?
something. Yeah.
Why does it sound? It does sound familiar.
Yeah, but I didn't know that was Zachary
Hmm.
voice. Zachary, he was the Philly host before Dr. Shock, and Dr. Shock off actually modeled his look after him. Uh, and then I also found out because one day he did Daniel Roebuck. Daniel Roebuck, you know him from the Munsters and all kinds of things. Uh, he did a spin-off character, like a tribute character, because I guess he's from the Philadelphia area, called Dr. Shocker. So he did like a spook show where he did magic tricks and on stage and stuff with kids. It was a little, it was very kid friendly. So that was cool to find out. I had no idea that somebody had a tribute host based on Dr. Shock. Yeah.
Wow.
But I love them all. I love learning about them. Elvira's a classic. The Mummy and the Monkey are doing great stuff on YouTube. Dr. Gangrene. I've got two. I'll give you a little sneak preview. I've got two younger guys, relatively younger guys, that are on YouTube that I think are doing a great job. I'm probably going to do them both in one video. One of them is Paraspooky, and the other one is Dario Evil.
Hmm.
They're both doing a great job. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I have to check them out.
Yeah.
I've seen the Mummy and Monkey a little bit, and then yeah, the one that I never knew about until I got older. Once I got back into horror was Svengoolie.
Yeah.
I always knew of Elvira and Joe Bob growing up, and originally, and Rhonda Shear and Gilbert
Yeah.
Gottfried.
Oh yeah.
Up all night,
I remember Up All Night. Yep.
Those were like my staple for the weekends,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always tell people when I first saw Night of the Living Dead, the remake, the 91, it was like on Joe Bob's
Yep.
original
Mhm.
show.
Yeah.
Not Monster Vision, but the one that was on the movie channel.
Okay. Oh.
And,
Okay.
and I was like, oh, Night of the Living Dead. I watched it and I was like, wait, this isn't Night of the Living Dead that I remember. And yeah,
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
wow. So
Yeah.
that's when I first realized it was a remake, and I was like, oh, okay.
That's cool. Yeah. That played. I remember watching that in college. That was making the rounds on cable for about a year when I was in college. So I got to see that a few times. I really want to show my son that one because he's only seen the original Night.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to the Living Dead Museum in the Monroeville Mall recently. So I put some of that on Instagram. Yeah, it was a great experience. I mean, he goes to college right near there. He's a senior. It only took me 4 years, we went straight there. Like when I took him to college, we didn't even, you know what I mean? Like that's the way to do it. And it's I could spend a couple hours in there, but really, I mean, it's not huge. It's not a large museum or anything, But
yeah, I'd the same thing. I'd probably just like be there, just looking at everything like a fine tooth comb, and then going back over. And did I miss something? And then going back over again. And it's like, even though like if you're saying it's small, I mean, I don't know. I'd just be so like enthralled in it. So
yeah, there's so many signatures. They have the Mall of Fame, and it's like there's bloody handprints with signatures.
Oh,
so
nice.
It's Savini, and it's speaking of horror host, it's Chili Billy, Bill Cardile. They got everybody that was involved in it, like everybody.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's probably, other than like, I guess Living Dead Weekend, if it's, I'm curious what that's going to end up being after, eventually when they tear down the mall, since they have Living Dead Weekend there. So we'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully,
they're going to have to get a new location and save all that stuff. Some of the Evil Dead stuff doesn't look like it's going to last forever. Some of the trees and stuff are made out of foam.
Mm-hmm.
So, some of the cabin parts look like they're actually wood, I think, actual real wood. So that should be good. But yeah, some of that, there's going to have to be taken care of by caring hands. And I'm sure there's, thousands of people that would even volunteer, to do that. So hopefully we get we learn what the plan is, in the next year or so.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So let me go get back to the chat real quick, because it looks like more people are funneling in. So Patrick just said, hoot meow soon. We also got Anthony Chabot is here. Says, how are you guys doing? By the way, still up to 2016 in my memoirs. Doing pretty good, Big Tony. Hope you're doing well. We got Texas here. How's it going, good sir? Thank you for stopping by. Everybody saying hi back and forth. And Mr. Dan is a budget baller.
Yep. I do like my budget movies.
Hey, I am the same way. I try to look for the best deal if I see something on sale or something like that.
Yeah.
I was just looking at somebody had something 40% off on Barnes and Noble, so have it in my cart. I just need to pick it up.
Right.
Marty's here from Trash Picture Show. How you doing, good sir? Thanks,
Hey.
brother. Thanks for stopping by. He says, "Stream plug ahoy." Well, thank you, brother.
Awesome.
Thanks so
Thanks.
much. Big Tony says, "Just shared on IG." Thank you, good sir. Thank you. And we got one other 3BB member, my buddy Matt, just popping in to say you two are both absolute gents. Hi, everyone in the chat. We'll be catching up with your channel soon. Peace. Thanks, brother. Thanks for always stopping by and hanging out and checking us out, man. Thank you so much. Matt's great. If y'all haven't checked out Matt, he was the first episode of Conversations with.
Oh,
So
okay. Cool. Yep.
definitely go back and check that one out. Always fun times with Matt. Did you see my Funko Pop? Oh, did Professor Macabro make you one? I might have seen it.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. The
That,
professor is definitely, he is a mad genius for sure.
that was cool. That was very unexpected. I was like, that was
Yeah,
he's been doing different videos every, on a daily basis, some movie reviews, but I like it when people kind of mix it up for the month and throw in some
right.
different things. That was very cool to see everybody depicted like that. That was
Yeah,
cool.
that was pretty cool. When he sent me mine, and then seeing Lamonia's as well, I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, that is super. I was so jealous because she got the typo negative shirt, but I
She
mean,
got the typo.
yeah, I was like, oh, that's so cool, man. That's awesome. I want that. But no, that's really cool. The professor is truly gifted. I mean, he's a madman for sure. He's
Yeah.
great. We got Rob here. Good
Hey,
sir.
Rod.
Thank you for stopping by, brother. Rob's Vintage Video. Another previous guest on Conversations with. So, again, go back and check out Rob's Vintage Video, his channel, and yeah, just the conversation I had with him. I'm going ahead and everybody saying hi back to each other. Kenny's here. How you doing, good sir? Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. As also known as the Yam King. Oh, sorry, that's great. That's great. Oh my god. So with that, sir, we'll get into it. I know you mentioned a little bit of basically how you got your start and everything like that. So when you first started out, what was the what do you feel was the biggest hurdle for you when you started, like when you were getting ready to put out your first video, you know?
Probably some of the technical stuff, even though I had been making videos before with Hot Wheels and stuff. And even then, like watching some other people put together videos that combined showing off what they had in races and action and things like that. And, multiple cameras. I was not where I wanted to be there with those those videos,
Mm-hmm.
but just trying to have it semi-professional appearance. And sometimes it depends. Sometimes it's just, I get the movie, I put the camera on the movie. It's just weird. It's almost like a whim. Like some of my top 3 Thursday is the camera facing my shelf, and first movie, second movie, third movie. Sometimes the camera's on me and I'm showing them. I seem to stumble a little bit less when I can see myself for some reason. So that, some of the editing, I made a long video. It's about 28 minutes long of favorite Halloween TV episodes. It got copyrighted into oblivion. So I'm going to have to take out the clips, but I'm presenting it as, hey, we just watched a clip. So now I'm trying to figure out how to re-edit this thing, because I thought that would be a good one. Like I would premiere on a weekend morning and people would tune in and, so I'm kind of trying to rework that. Having said that, I never get too wrapped around the axle about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Gotcha.
I know I bit off more than I can chew for this Halloween. I've already let some of it go. Like I might get 1 or 2 more Indonesian horror movie reviews, even though in September, I think I watched like 5 or 6 movies. I watched, I don't know if I have it here. Do I have it here? I've got a 17 movie, wow. A 17 movie Lam Ching Ying vampire collection. Mm-hmm. I've only got like 2 more movies left to watch. So I've watched all of those. I watched all of them starting in September, including the one I even reviewed last year, just as a refresher. So some of those I'll just kick down the road. It's not a big deal. Just do it later. Do it halfway to Halloween. Make that a thing. Make that an event. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, I totally understand what you mean because I had something completely. I had this big thing planned, not a big thing, but I wanted to do like a movie review, and I don't know if that's going to happen because for me, I've done several in the past, and it for whatever reason they always seem to be like the most painstaking to do for me, or
Ah,
at least the way I want to do it, the format that
right.
I want to do it, because I like to talk about the movie and then just have like screenshots of certain parts that I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about. And for whatever reason, I had one that was done, and I'll tell people about it now, but it's just like it was one that I did like a couple of years back. It was for brain scan.
Okay.
I had done it. I had edited down all the audio, and I was just like, it totally fried my brain that I just like I couldn't make it work, and I just I scrapped it because it was
Right.
just I have the thumbnail still, but I
Uh-huh.
had to scrap it just because it's like some parts the audio didn't come in right, and then like other parts it was just I don't know, it was just a massive undertaking. And so I wanted to do another movie review for Halloween coming up, so still I'm on the fence if I want to do that, but it's just more of the like yourself how you had the issues with the clips. For
Yeah.
me it's like even just getting like screenshots of stuff, I'm just kind of like
Mm-hmm.
to have to go through all that and
Yeah.
then pick out all the parts.
Yeah.
So
I'm doing everything on my phone at the moment. I've had a crazy history with this thing. I love this thing, but this is from 2019. But I thought the volume was gone on it because the button is mechanically messed up. It's you know.
okay.
But then I figured out you can just swipe down and control the volume. But
Hmm.
now a lot of the icons just aren't appearing because I used to edit on this and then send it to my phone, and it was much easier to size everything up for thumbnails and everything like that. And so now I'm like putting, I have a really good picture and then I try to put it in a thumbnail and it's like this. It's like,
Hmm.
it's like, I know there's programs and things. I really need to make the jump to something a little more professional, a little more high tech or what have you, utilitarian.
I mean, well, like I'm there with you. I do everything on my phone.
Yeah.
Everything, all my stuff is on my phone, minus this, obviously. But no,
Mm-hmm.
my editing software is on there. I do my thumbnails on there. It's like everything I do on there. And maybe afterwards I'll share with you some of the programs that I use.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just I've been able to. I going back. It's kind of hard for me to go back and watch my videos because it's like I don't know, for me, I don't know, hearing myself and stuff like that is kind of I don't know, it's just kind of weird for me.
Yeah.
So
I recorded one of those Hong Kong horror reviews, and I just decided I would save it, and then because I wanted to do what Dr. Gangrene would do, like record the reviews ahead of time, but then in October do the intro. Like pick one out of a hat and do the intro and then the outro.
mhm.
But I went back and listened to that video. Like first of all, I tried something different. I really tried to come up with a script, but it's weird the way your voice from a year ago sounds so different. I don't know what it is, right? Like it's just I don't know. I might still post it, but if I do, it's going to be with like a little precursor, like, hey, I tried something different here a year ago. See what you guys think, because it definitely is different. I'm making references to like MMA fighters that aren't even like active anymore. I'm like, what was I
No,
thinking? Like,
I totally understand what you mean. It's the
yeah.
same thing like with the gear I used to have. I used to have a separate, microphone that had a different connection to my phone. I have this headset. I had a headset before this. I mean, and I could tell the difference just like you said. I
Mm,
can when hearing it back, I'm like, man, that sounds really different. And even the quality of my videos from when I first started, it's like you can tell the difference. It's
right.
just like
Yeah.
they have they're not so crisp, or they're not so clean looking. They look kind of low quality or low res or whatever. But
Right.
I mean, still, that's I'm like I just did it. And so going aside from the tech stuff, would you say like I guess your biggest hurdle is the tech stuff even now, or you're starting to kind of get past that?
Yeah. I think it's still kind of a hurdle. because I really just got to sit down and learn some new stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but then you get addicted to just putting out videos, and then when a month like this comes, you're very active. I really think in November will be a good time for me. I don't have a whole lot planned. Last year I did Norris November. I did 10 Chuck Norris movies, but I was like ordering the movies and showing them and then reviewing. But I have them all. I had already had the 10 more picked out, and I might even do 5. Why not? And then kick the other 5 down to next year. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not real worried about it. I'm definitely looking forward to trying some new, behind the scenes stuff for sure.
Nice. Now, with now I know you mentioned biting off more than you could chew. Now, do you feel like that kind of you feel like that hesitation, or not that hesitation, but that anxiety of like, man, I got to get something out, or do you kind of just take it as like, yeah, I'll put something out when I put something out, and how do you handle that?
Yeah, normally it's kind of like I'll put something out when I put something out. I mean, if I miss, I was really trying to do every Monday for Martial Arts Monday, and it's actually not hard. There's so many out there. I still have a bunch I haven't watched. I've got a bunch of old ones. I've got tons of Jet Li movies that I still haven't reviewed. The ones we used to rent as a family back in the day on VHS. So there's so much to do, and I also was picking up a lot of subs and a lot of comments from those. So that's always a boost. And I'm like one of those people that, I always say, like, I'm doing this for the friendship and the camaraderie with people. I'm not just like chasing subs. I'm not buying those. I'm still hunting for bargains. I'm not getting the new 4Ks and showing them and then not watching them. There are channels that probably do that. I'm not doing that. So that was definitely like a boost for me for a while. And it seemed like that did kind of drop off a little bit, when I reviewed all 5 Bruce Lee movies and then did a Bruce Lee ranking. So, maybe I can come up with another video and somehow put Bruce Lee in the title, but that was, it is what it is. So I started to do like not quite as many, I would skip a Monday and I wouldn't beat myself up over it. I would just kind of do what I could,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I myself had to learn that myself, was be okay with not just, throwing stuff out there as much as I used to. And I like it a lot better. It's kind of like I kind of have my own, I have a pace now where I'm like, oh, I can do this and I can do this. And I know I can get at least one video out a week and some other little things here and there. And, and then do one of these every month, or if I can do it more than a month or more than once in a month, that's really cool too, because I get to, hang out with people like you, like Rob, or be on other people's channels, which is awesome. Let me get back to the chat real quick, just because it looks like there's more people starting to come in. Rob is saying that Drunken Werewolf is my favorite horror host.
Drunken Werewolf?
He's pretty up there, and he's
really?
coming up with a new. He's going to be coming up with a new special, if I'm not mistaken, coming soon. So,
is that on YouTube or?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Yep, you can go see it. You can go see it over on Rob's Vintage Video.
Oh, okay.
So y'all keep an eye out for that. I think he's going to be doing a new special soon, so on Halloween or something like that. So
okay, definitely.
Everybody's saying hi to each other. Oh my God, we got Jay Harang here. How you doing, good sir? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing great. He's saying good evening, Hardcat Dad, guest and chat. Man, I haven't seen Jay on in a while. Good to see you, good sir. Thanks for stopping by. We got our first question from Stacy. Stacy says, if Robert De Niro said no to Cape Fear, who do you have cast instead?
Trying to think back in that era. Yeah, he was so big, at that time. I'm gonna go a little bit out there. Bruce Dern.
Oh,
he was still doing the Psycho thing back then.
Yeah, Bruce Dern. That would be a good one. I kind of wanted to say Al Pacino.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to say that, but I was thinking about it. And I'm like, I would like to see James Woods.
Okay, yeah, James Woods would probably be more closer to De Niro. So my first thought was David Carradine, but it would be very different. It would be like these low key threats. It wouldn't be, you know what I mean? It would
Yeah,
it would be like whispering threats. It wouldn't be like, I don't know. It would just be very different.
yeah, that's a good. Thanks for the question, Steve. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Saying hello and thanks. Great channel. Thank you both. Oh no, thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Looks like Stacey also has another question. What would be your favorite thing to do in a new Jaws movie?
Ooh, a new Jaws movie? Hmm. I would say let everybody know ahead of time. No CGI involving the shark and everything. You know what I
Right.
mean? That would probably get everybody excited, I think.
Yeah, I think practical. That would be pretty sweet. Trying to think. The practical effects, yeah, that would be a big thing. I would tell everybody straight up, like, hey, we're gonna do as much as we can practically, and
Yeah.
maybe touch up stuff CGI if we had to use CGI.
Mm-hmm.
What I would like to see in a Jaws movie, I know people hate Jaws: The Revenge, but I don't know, Zombie Jaws. I kind of like the look of that shark. I don't know. I always have something like that where it's like kind of
Mm-hmm.
like mutilated and it's still like attacking everybody. But I don't know. But that's what I would. That's what I would do. Stacey also says, "What is Dan's Mount Rushmore of '90s comedies?"
90s. 90s is a tough one for comedies for me because I graduated high school in the late 80s. That's when I was consuming, but a lot of those comedies. Wow, 90s is really hard for comedies for me. I don't know. I just can't.
Now, is that because there's a lot of good ones, or it's just like you're so much a fan of the '80s comedy?
Yeah, when I think of comedies, I'm thinking 80s and maybe some more recent ones, not that many, but a few, and then some classic old ones like Doctor Strangelove. But as far as 90s, man, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't have my head in movies as much in the 90s. For a lot of it.
Well, I mean, we can get back to it. We can come
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
it later.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Let's see. Kenny says cheap plug for Hamilton books. Oh, that's great.
Gotta love Hamilton books.
She also says favorite movie you would play for students.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, when I was subbing, I cannot tell you how many times I watched part of Selena. Because back then, if you subbed in Spanish, oh, is sub
Oh, okay.
subbing in Selena.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watched the
I could see
beginning.
that.
I watched the middle. I watched the one time I was watching the end. A girl gets out of her seat, walks up to the TV, puts her hand on the woman, and goes, "That's the woman that shoots Selena." I was like, "Thank you, thanks for." I mean, I know the story, but I didn't really know who exactly was the culprit. Thanks a lot. I've only seen the beginning and the middle 10 times. I finally get to watch the end and appreciate you spoiling that for me. But yeah. And then there was another one, and I never finished it. And I've always wanted to go back and finish it. It's about a kid that convinces his parents that he's going to go live in the wilderness by himself for a year. I'm talking like a kid, like 12 years old.
Hmm.
And he meets a guy in there. I forget the name of the actor, but very played Worf's father on Star Trek Next Generation, Theodore Bickel. He meets him. He's like a mountain guy playing music. He makes a shelter. He does all this stuff. I never actually finished the movie, but I found it other side of the mountain or something like that. Maybe I've always wanted to find that and finish that movie. As far as showing kids a movie, I would love to show. I would love to show like elementary school or middle school kids, like the Wolfman.
I mean, that's when I came across the Universal Monsters in elementary. So
Yeah,
I would probably do the same thing. I would be that, or like depending on the age, maybe Monster Squad,
Yeah.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something so they can kind of get their dip their toe into horror, but also like, like, hey, Universal Monsters, because I look at it as like that's how I got into horror, was Universal Monsters.
Yeah.
No, that's a very good question. I know at my school they would show like a bunch of like kid movies, and even Stacy says here they would play a lot of war movies in school.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember in high school they showed us Schindler's List, and
Oh.
I was like, should we be watching this in school with all the
Mhm.
violence? But I mean, it was a history class, so I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's how they get around the violence and the
Right.
nudity. And
Right. Right. Right.
so, yeah, that's a great question, Stacy. Thanks for asking us. Caught from Cruise here. How you doing, good sir? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by. And Stacey wants to know if I have an Eraser collectible. Eraser or Eraser the movie? Eraser
Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger. I don't even know if they have any other than maybe the toys from back then. I do not have that, unfortunately. Well, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that film. Okay, so for I guess the next question would be, going back to your channel, like, what's something that have you done? Is there something that you've done that you wish you would have done differently, like one of your videos, or something like that?
Hmm. Hmm. Well, again, for some of my like racing videos I did just for fun with like monster trucks and scary Hot Wheels and stuff like that. It's the technology. I have the little cars and the little GoPro Hero 5s that you can clip onto the cars, because Hot Wheels came out with a special car for that, which
Oh
was
wow.
because they were paying attention to what people were doing in videos, because people were basically taking there was a Chewbacca truck that was it was like a flatbed truck, so
Hmm.
people were rubber banding these cameras to the cars and sending them down the track. So then they came out with a special car that clips the camera in. So I've got two of those cameras. It's just incorporating that footage into the videos. It's time consuming. It's uploading it, and unfortunately the camera's so small, it's not like you could shoot the video and then can watch it right away.
Right.
Plug it into the computer. It's a bit of a
Yeah.
process. You know what I mean? So some of those videos I think could really probably be like a little more exciting. Not that that's the mainstay of my channel or anything like that. Other than that, yeah, I don't know. I think I've got some plans for the background here. I've been kind of studying other channels and their background, and some of them, mine's a bit on the cluttered side. Some of them are very cluttered. Some of them are very smooth, they got the bookshelves with lights and everything just pops. So I mean, I want to pay a little more attention to that. And then I actually have an idea for I'm going to see if I can dust off my artistic capabilities, which have been dormant for decades, and actually maybe even paint a little something on my wall. A
Oh,
famous
nice.
image from a famous movie. Let's put it that way. But
Nice.
I had an idea for that, so I'm going to see if I can try that. Yeah.
Nice. And from the time that you've been on YouTube, I mean, have you gotten burnout or anything like that, or have you gotten any sort of like where you're just like, it's not feeling fun anymore, or anything like that, or and how do you handle that?
Just kind of temporarily. I mean, and I think soon after I started, there was a time when I realized it was like almost like 2.5 weeks. I was like, I've been motivated to put out a video in 2.5 weeks, but I just was like, oh well, that's the way it was. I just other than that, not really. I have made some really good connections with people, and then some of them have sort of diminished, and that's you do learn. That's just kind of the way it is a little bit. It can be a little fickle sometimes.
Yeah.
People get together to do things, and then life comes up, and people drop off, and it's just the way it is. So that's not really quite the same as burnout, but you have to be adaptable. You have to be adaptable to change. You know what I mean? I could try to show. And the other thing is, I just got that video copyrighted because of some clips.
Mhm.
But then you watch everybody does this. They watch other people's videos and they're like, how the heck do they do that? How are they putting all these clips in? And it's like, do some people have like a golden pass or something? I don't know. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I
Well, some of the things I've heard is like, so if you tweak the color, like put a
Mhm.
filter over it, distort the audio a little bit, like, because I know exactly what you mean. It's like, and for not too many people, I haven't really told this to, but like back last year, so I have some designs that I created, and I have it in like merch store and stuff like that. Well, apparently, one of the designs I had got copyrighted
Hmm.
by the Texas Chainsaw Massacre people.
Oh.
So the design, I'll just tell you real quick. It was basically it said Texas Chainsaw, and then it said Meowsicker, right? And it
Mhm.
had a cat with a chainsaw, and then blood on the floor,
Okay.
and that got caught had gotten taken down from the place, the printing place that where I would print my designs or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand why, because it doesn't have because technically it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right?
Right. Mhm.
There was no Leatherface in it. I mean, it was just totally like, I don't see how because I go to that same place and I see literally artwork ripped off of other stuff,
Yeah.
and
Right.
they're
Right.
still around.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I messaged them and I was like, hey, why did this get taken down? I was like, no, we just got the complaint from the people that own the rights to it.
Wow.
I was like, all right, I guess,
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, I'm not a big fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know blasphemy in Texas, being from Texas, that's kind of blasphemous, right? I only like the first one, and even more so now, I'm like, nope, personal vendetta. I will not support
Oh. Right.
anything,
Right.
anything Texas Chainsaw. So we're like, oh, are you gonna get this figure? I'm like, nope.
Well, who would? Yeah. I mean, who's still alive that's affiliated with the original? I guess.
There's several people.
Okay.
I mean, even heck, even Ted Nicolau, he was the sound guy on the original, which
Okay.
I didn't know for the longest time. And then when I met him, I was like, oh wow, I didn't know he was involved with the original Texas Chainsaw. He did sound for it,
Okay.
and so yeah, like there's still several people that go to
Hmm.
like Texas Frightmare and stuff. They usually have
Okay.
them in like their own little like area, and it's just
Right.
a bunch of Texas Chainsaw stuff. Those people are cool, but the
That's what I would
actual
think. Yeah.
yeah, they're really cool. The only thing is, I guess the people that actually own the rights, those are
Yeah.
the ones that did the infringement. So
Mhm.
yeah, but it is what it is. I
Yep.
was like, man, it was a good one too, man. I thought it was pretty funny, but I don't know. But beyond that, is there anything like so some of as of stuff that you have done? Is there anything that you were like, man, I really love this project. I really love this, and then what I did with this and how I did this. But then like you look at how the viewership is, or what kind of like I guess attention that video got, as opposed to something where you did. Because I've run into this with other people too, where they say like, man, I put a lot of work into this and it didn't get this many views, or it didn't get the
Mhm.
viewership that I thought it would. But then you do something like really simple, something that you did lickety split, and it's like just blew up.
Right. Right. Yeah, I've done that. That's happened to me a bunch of times. Even some of the figure videos I did, it just seems like random. Like when I was getting the Jada figures when they first started coming out. That's really like the first time I started showing figures on the channel. I got the first wave and the second wave. I went to. I mean, I took Frankenstein and the Bride to the park, and they were holding hands, and I have posing them in this way, and not that many views, and yet another one of those got a bunch. It didn't really seem to make sense to me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't quite get it. And then yeah, with some of the Godzilla videos I did, they got a lot of views. And then I followed that up with some more Godzilla content. Not so much. They definitely dropped down. And then with same thing with the martial arts. I've really probably in terms of making the videos, not it's the effort's probably about the same, but in terms of the thought behind everything, the thumbnail, even the title, putting Jet Li in parentheses, just putting a lot of thought into that. Like, how do I get the views that I had last week? A lot of times it just didn't happen. And it's just kind of inexplicable, I noticed for a while I was getting a lot of people from like the Philippines and places like that. I haven't really tracked it in a while, to be honest with you, but the way I figured a lot of that's probably out of my control anyway, so And so I would do like I actually did like a Filipino horror movie.
Hmm.
Thinking like, oh, this one will get a lot of views. I supposedly I have all these people from the Philippines tuning in. Nope, not really.
Hmm.
Just an average video. And I was hoping for maybe some comments, and I would even
Right.
say, hey, put it down in your native language. I'll translate, try to get back to you, because I do enjoy that. I do like that. But that didn't really happen.
Yeah, I would say my favorite thing is part of the the actual, like, the back and forth with everybody. I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy that part of it. Everything else, like, doing the videos, I do find it's fun. I like doing it gets my creative side out and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm the same way. Like, it's like there's something, like, I put so much effort into something, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, I'm just like, you know, it doesn't bother me that it doesn't get so many views. It's just more of like I'll do something so, like, random that I'm like, oh, I didn't really think about this, and I always
Mm-hmm.
bring up the example of the John Matrix figure. When I did that one, it was like that one didn't blow up until like 6 months later, and now that's my highest viewed, video. And then I get the comments to where, like, um, oh man, old figure, and you're just turning the joints super easy or whatever, like, kind of make, like, I guess, kind of, telling me be careful or whatever. I'm like, it's
Right,
my
right, right, yeah,
figure. I'm gonna do whatever I want with it.
right, exactly.
I don't plan to get rid of it or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that could lead me to another question, is like, how do you handle, like, negative comments or anything like that?
Um, I've had some that are just so bizarre. It's like, how could you even get upset about it? Like,
Yeah.
you should delete your channel. No thanks. I'll just keep going, whatever. And then like somebody recently said that they were like, oh, I have to give you thumbs down, just trying to help, but the thumbnail wasn't in the video, and you didn't show clips that were promised. And I was like, when did I promise you were seeing a bunch of clips? That's a different kind of channel. I mean, and a lot of the exact image that was in the thumbnail wasn't in the video. I mean, I popped up a few other images
Hmm.
of whoever the martial artist was, or the thumbnail is supposed to make you watch the video, and it was just so bizarre. I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh man, that's funny. No, yeah, it's interesting some of the comments that you get on here. I think I still my favorite. Well, this will always be my favorite because I haven't gotten one that's like, you know, somebody once told me, um, "Cut your nails, bro." I was like, really? Out of the 13, 15-minute video that I did, like,
Mm-hmm.
that was the only thing that you could really. That was the thing. Like, I would have rather you told me, like, man, this figure sucks, or
Right, right,
man,
right.
it's like your lighting is horrible, or your camera work is horrible, your editing is horrible. But it's like, really, my nails. I
Yeah,
needed, I wanted to respond back. I just gave him a thumbs up, and I'm like, hey, thanks. I mean, at least,
yeah. Right,
that's
right.
engagement.
Yeah,
It's like
you
I
should
tell
have
every.
you go to Spirit Halloween and get some fake fingers next time.
Yeah, and I just be like, I don't know, man. It's interesting. Some of the stuff, it's pretty funny. I'll get back to the chat real quick. And then, speaking of figures, I know you had mentioned this before. You wanted to show some off. So
Yeah, I actually popped one up on Instagram, or at least the head up. I don't know if you saw that, but
I did.
that was
So
one of them. Yeah.
so before we get to that, we'll go ahead and get back to the chat real quick. Stacy's saying, "Do you want a Patrick Swayze Ghost collectible figure, Mr. Dan?"
That's not something I'd be interested in. I'd probably rather have Patrick Swayze tearing somebody's voice box out from Roadhouse figure.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. Like with it, the guy's like throat in his hand, maybe.
Hmm.
You got one hand with the other guy's throat in it, and
That's the accessory, the extra
the
accessory.
Tai Chi hands. You get the
Yeah.
Tai Chi hands. Comes with his medical records. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be pretty funny. That'd
That
be
would
pretty good.
actually be like pretty clever, right? Have like a sheet,
Yeah.
like little tiny medical records that you can see through with little fractures. That would be like,
The
I could see.
alternate head sculpt would be the hair is slightly more, like, slicked back,
Yeah, right. Uh huh.
like slightly cleaner.
Yeah, Pet
uh,
the Ghost. I saw it once. I mean, when it came out, I was like, oh, it's okay, but it's not one of my favorites.
I wouldn't mind a figure of one of those the ghosts, like the actual like the evil spirits.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Oh,
Or like
his Vincent Schiavelli.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I was gonna say yeah. He was pretty creepy.
yeah, he's pretty creepy, and just a great character actor who everybody back then recognized from something.
Yeah,
I say give guys like that more love in the figure world.
yeah.
You
He was
know?
great in Death to Smoochie as well.
Oh, was he in that? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was also one of the I guess the one of the hosts, like the previous hosts, and he's all nuts in that one too. And
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I think that that would have been a cool figure too. Have him like from Ghost. I would
Yeah.
rather have
Mhm.
that than a
Oh
Swayze
yeah.
figure.
Yeah.
Coffin Crew says editing issues are a pain sometimes. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Especially when you're thinking like, okay, my audio is going to come out great, and then the audio is just like, oh man, where's all this like noise coming from, or where's
Mhm.
all this static coming from,
Yeah.
and or if some parts of the video is like your audio is like lower and the other parts are
Yeah.
higher, it's like, oh
Mhm.
man,
Mhm.
trying to work through that. And or if you're trying to do like cuts in between stuff, that's the other thing. Yeah. Favorites 1960s horror movie.
Oh wow. That's a good one. 60s. Oh, that's a you got I believe you got Black Sabbath, right?
Hmm.
Black Sunday. Just watched that the other night. Um, Night of the Living Dead.
Oh,
I mean, that's what I'm not sure about. Last Man on Earth, was that late 50s or early 60s?
64.
64. Okay, Last Land on Earth. That's a good one. There's probably a few good Godzillas in there in that era. Um, yeah, I can't really off the top of my head think of any more at the moment.
Yeah, Last Man on Earth is probably tops for me. Other than obviously Night of the Living Dead. I mean, Night of the Living Dead is going to be my favorite, but like Last Man on Earth predates that. And
Mhm.
if anybody that watches Last Man on Earth, you can see a lot of
Oh
like
yeah,
a lot of stuff that like man, like Romero. I wouldn't say took from it, but definitely there's some elements there that
it's definitely
definitely show up.
some inspiration. I mean,
Yep.
just being in a house they're being besieged, and the fact that they're vampires, but they're very zombie like.
Yes, for sure.
You know, kind of cool.
Yeah, because I had never seen Last Man on Earth. Like I had always seen Night of the Living Dead, obviously, but then a
Mhm.
buddy of mine was like, this was back when I Am Legend came out, the Will Smith
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Like I never realized there was like two. Apparently, there was that's a remake of like two other movies,
Yep.
and one being Last Man on Earth, and then Omega Man after that
Omega
with
Man.
Charlton Heston.
Yeah.
And when I saw Last Man on Earth, I was like, man, this totally gives me Night of the Living Dead vibes, but
Hmm.
it predates it.
It's
So
very
it's like,
interesting. Yeah.
it's
Yeah. That's
just,
like,
it's,
yeah, when you see movies like that, or Bay of Blood, The Town That Dreaded Sundown, uh, Silent Night, Bloody Night, you're like, wow, these movies really paved the way for
mhm,
Friday the 13th and Black Christmas and a lot
mhm.
of movies that are probably more widely known. It's pretty fascinating.
Oh, it's like everybody says like Halloween is the one that started the whole slasher craze
Mhm.
and everything. But I mean, like you mentioned, Black Christmas predates that.
Yeah.
So stuff like that is just very, it's interesting. It's interesting the stuff that people like that they haven't seen the previous stuff. Like somebody was talking about recently, like an '80s like hidden gem. Was it Death Ship? Have you seen that one?
80s. Death Ship from the 80s? I don't think so.
So it's like basically it starts off. It's got trying to remember who all is in it, but it's on Tubi right now if I'm not mistaken. I watched it recently again, and it's basically a yacht. They have ship troubles, and then they're kind of shipwrecked, and then they come across this boat that's like from World War II era, and apparently the boat had like Nazis, and it's haunted by Nazis. So like they're trying to survive on that, and then all of a sudden, one by one, the ghosts are like kind of killing them off. That one's pretty creepy, and that one's a good one too. If anybody hasn't seen that one, yeah, that one's I don't know. I feel like that's one that doesn't get talked about too much. I feel
No,
like
I'll
that
have to
one's a
definitely have to check
definite
that out.
hidden gem. Let's see. Jeff 101 Bronson, how you doing, good sir? Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us.
Jeff?
Does Dan like Fatal Beauty? I don't think I've seen that one.
Don't know. You know, there's so many movies that have variations of that title. There's a lot of Fatal movies back then. I'm not sure which one that is off the top of my head. It does sound familiar though.
Everybody's saying hi back and forth to Jeff. Now Jeff, I guess he got here when we were talking about Cape Fear. I think Pacino could have pulled off Max Caddy. Would definitely be a very different performance though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Pacino though. I mean, he's just the physicality. It's just Nolte's not a small guy. There are ways to make people look. There are ways to make people look intimidating and everything. But I remember watching Sea of Love with my dad, and at the end he's fighting Michael Rooker. My dad looked at me and goes, "You know how strong that guy is, Michael Rooker?" Because he knew him from Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. Mm-hmm. Pacino's like hanging on his back. He's like wearing a backpack. Mm-hmm. But it's a movie, so he beats him up. But
yeah, I mean it's kind of like which is another one. It's I feel the same way. Like even though I don't really like the movie too well, it's like Dennis Hopper and Keanu Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean Keanu Reeves, it's like he's on top of him at the end. It's like mm-hmm. It's like it looks like he's actually giving a good fight to Keanu, like holding him down and stuff. Right. But there's that. It's like easily in a fight, Keanu should be able to take out Dennis Hopper.
He may have been a cop and everything, but you're on the SWAT team.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're younger than he is.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, Yeah. But again, movies,
Right. Now, did you ever see The Silent Partner with Elliot Gould and Christopher Plummer? It's a great movie.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, you got to check it out. Christopher Plummer robs a bank dressed as Santa Claus. And he's got some great line. He's like, "Put the money in the fucking bag" or something. And then but Elliot Gould figures it out, so he starts like stalking Elliot Gould. Well, Christopher Plummer, he's one of those guys. He seemed tall. You know what I mean? He just he just had this presence about him, but he was 5'10", and Elliot Gould was 6'4", so they kept him apart.
Wow.
He was like threatening him on the phone and things and doing all these things, and you never really noticed it till like the very end. It was like kind of clever the way they did that,
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Patrick says, when did Dan become a fan of Bigfoot Yeti movies?
Probably. Well, I gotta check this. I've got to grow a Sasquatch right here. So I got to grow a zombie and grow a Sasquatch. So I'm gonna plunk this in some water with my grandkids, and we're gonna watch them grow. But in the 70s, Bigfoot was huge. So, I mean, it was like the In Search of episode with Leonard Nimoy that scared the crap out of you when you were a kid. There was a documentary I even went to the movies to see. I think it was narrated by Peter Graves, where first 20 minutes was like, and then there was a Bigfoot sighting here and there. And then the rest of it was like a dramatic, like almost like a movie of people going out looking for Sasquatch. And then anytime any kind of Bigfoot movie came on TV, I know I just rewatched one for the first time. I was like, what was that movie I saw years ago that had Jack Elam in it? And I forget what it's called even right now, but, I rewatched. I've always been sort of fascinated with cryptozoological stuff and Bigfoot and to a lesser degree, Yeti movies. There weren't as many of those. But, this is a running joke we have because I have a Bigfoot truck and a Yeti truck. And they had a little confrontation, and we're going to be having some rematches eventually soon. And I told Patrick I wanted to do like a combination video, like review a Bigfoot movie, review a Yeti movie, and then have the two trucks race in the same video. Unfortunately, I finally did find a Yeti movie. I finally saw The Abominable Snowman, the Hammer movie.
Oh, okay.
I did review it this month. I had to go on archive.com to find it, and it was in the Commander USA program from the 80s, but I reviewed the whole thing, the Commander USA part and the movie. And so now I just have to pick a Bigfoot movie and we're good. Because before that, I found like I think it's, what is it called? Like Shriek of the Mutilated. I think that's supposed to be a Yeti movie from the 70s. Very low budget, but there's a switcheroo at the end. It's like, aha, it wasn't really a Yeti. It was a guy in a suit. So I was like, oh, that doesn't freaking count.
Well, it's like, and it's interesting because I mean, I grew up in the 80s, and I feel like even in the 80s, I was really big into like, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, like stuff
Yep.
like that. It's like, I feel like you don't really, see that anymore. You know
No,
what I mean?
not as much. Not
It's
as
like
much.
back then it was like, the history of the Titanic. That's why when I was younger and I was always into like history, because it was just like, man, like all this stuff that is out there. And I was a huge fan of Loch Ness Monster, like a huge, I mean, I guess it makes sense, like
Yeah,
Creature
yeah.
from the Black Lagoon, you know what I mean? It's just like, I was always into all that stuff growing up. And
Yep.
around Halloween time, I remember, History Channel would do like those all day, just like history of Halloween, history of like XYZ, was The Exorcist really real and all this stuff. And it's just, I would always get into that stuff, which is funny because it's like back then I wasn't too much into horror like I am now.
Right.
Like when I was a kid, it was mostly like Star Wars and, comedies and, action movies. I was a huge Arnie fan. I still am, but I mean, back then, it was just like,
Yeah.
But,
well, the first horror YouTube videos I used to watch were mostly like those kinds of videos, movies about cryptids and things like that. Channels like Let's Read that read like scary stories and creepypasta things. Things like that. More so than like movie reviews. I would watch some of the bigger channels, that would list movies. Watch Mojo's 10 horror movies you've never seen, and I'd be like, I've seen that one, seen that one, seen that one. And then I found, and it was actually, I'm gonna forget the name because I'm doing a live stream, but it was Zena's channel, and I can't remember her name. She's a pretty big YouTuber. She reviewed a movie, and then I was just out of curiosity, I was like, I wonder if anyone else has reviewed this movie, and that's how I found Lady Shasha.
Okay.
And What Did I Just Watch channel. She reviewed it. Of all the movies, it was The House on Skull Mountain, which is, it's curiosity. It's not a great movie, and that's how I found Night Watch Zone and a few other people, and then I started getting invited on the live streams with them and stuff like that. So yeah, that was like a very cool thing that happened sort of by accident. I didn't know that there was a whole bunch of people reviewing horror movies and things on YouTube. It just didn't occur to me,
Yeah, I mean, for myself, I think I would watch movie reviews, or I'd watch stuff like that's like video game reviews, stuff like that. I honestly, the thing that got me into watching videos on originally was like Angry Video Game Nerd.
Okay.
I was a huge fan of James Rolfe and all that stuff before, and like, he would do Monster Madness.
Oh, yeah. Back on, I used to watch it on Spike TV.
Oh yeah, with was it game trailers or game
well,
trailers?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It was. I don't know if it was on the channel, but it was on their website. Because I used to go to Spike to figure, to read about like when the UFC was going to be on and things like that. And I was a big UFC fan. This is way back when they were on there. And then I started seeing his Cinemassacre stuff. And then eventually I found it on YouTube, and I would go back and rewatch the Godzilla-thons and all that stuff. I never really got into the video game stuff, to be honest with you. But even this year, I've been watching his videos. He's been doing some different things like costumes, different haunts. He showed off his whole costume collection. It's crazy. He's got all kinds of costumes he's collected over the years for his channel and stuff. And then decorations, things like that. So yeah, I still follow him. Yeah.
Yeah, but it really, for me, it started going into all these other, watching other YouTubers and watching like just learning about stuff that I hadn't, about movies, and like seeing documentaries on Creature from the Black Lagoon, or stuff behind the scenes stuff of like Night of the Living Dead, or and that's, for me, that's what YouTube became, that and listening to music,
right.
And from there, that's kind of when I started getting into collecting again. It started becoming like, like Review Spot and other people that I follow, that I still like, that I got inspiration to start my channel from,
Right.
And Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just interesting how much stuff is out there on YouTube and all the different content creators. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
everybody here, mostly all the people in the chat are people that you know I follow them and I like their content as well. You know, like Patrick, as I've said before, this show was an inspiration. You know, it is inspired by Patrick and
Yeah.
by Jim. You know,
Mhm.
I really enjoy their interviews and stuff like that. And it's just like I love that demographic. You know, it's just kind of
Mhm.
like even before that, you know, Rob with the Odd Squad, Rob's Vintage Video. You know,
Right.
that was
Yep.
my Friday night routine.
Mhm.
That is what kind of was the inspiration behind In the House with me and Don. You know,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
uh, so speaking of, I guess all of that and the live streams is any and everything is that like a big part like or is that like a favorite part of yours like when you're doing YouTube is like or what I guess how much of that is like do you enjoy the most of doing YouTube?
Yeah. No, I do enjoy it. I was just telling my daughter, it's easier for me to be in this seat than in your seat. I'm still not used to it. I'm still working on it, And I was talking to Patrick about this today in the comments. I still get a little nervous when I'm interviewing people. But in terms of like putting out content, you get wrapped up in the axle sometimes about like editing and stuff. Or you could just do it live and say, hey, here's what I got for this month for a haul and have more immediate interaction. It's very satisfying. I should probably do more of it. But yeah, the live streams were really kind of integral in meeting a lot of people. Um, Patrick behind the scenes, he's the kind of guy that would introduce you to people, push your channel to other people. There was a couple people early on. Ben from used to be on the Coast to Coast crew. He was very good at that sort of just introducing your channel to other people, kind of the way Marty does now every week, where he's, constantly pushing other people's channels, yeah. But the live stream, I don't think I fully, every time I do one of these, I'm like, I should do this more. I really, and I should have, or like a regular monthly kind of live stream. Cause I've thought about even too, like, here's my favorite, surprise movie of the month. I've been one of the things I've been trying to do more of personally since I started the channel is read more. So I kind of go up and down. I've read I've just read Invisible Man a while ago. I read Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Who Goes There? The Thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've got a lot of Richard Matheson short stories, Charles Beaumont. I'm a huge Twilight Zone fan. So, I've been thinking about doing like, hey, here's the short story of the month. Here's the comic book of the month. Here's a collectible of the month, something like that. I just haven't actually done it yet. But doing it live is pretty easy, really,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I still get myself. I'm still you know nervous and stuff like that when I do it and everything. It's nice to have somebody to like kind of play off of, when the banter is back and forth. I think that's why, me and Don, it's kind of like we played off each other really well. Like Rob and the captain, they play off each other really well.
Yeah.
And then there's certain people like you and I when we did the Jada ranking, or
Yeah.
when we were talking about Creature from the Black Lagoon, with Rachel from the Black Lagoon, who
Yeah.
hopefully she comes back and does some
Yeah.
more stuff. I know she's been kind of on hiatus a little bit.
Yeah. Everyone, like every couple of weeks I check because, she was killing it for a while there with her
Yep.
Creature Corner videos. She's such a friendly, enthusiastic person. You know what I mean? And
Anybody that can make me jealous of like their creature collection, like that's a person that's a cool person.
yeah.
And that's because I'm a part of like a creature group in Facebook, and I
Mm-hmm.
always see people's like stuff, and I was like, oh, I have that, and I have
Right.
that, and oh,
Right.
I've seen that, and no, but she has some stuff that's just like, oh my god, man, that is awesome.
Some of the
Yeah,
vintage,
the
has like
vintage
a
stuff.
different look, has a different
Yeah,
feel to it. Yeah.
like that's the stuff that I'm like, man, that is so cool. Like the creature bucks.
Yep.
Remember those? Yeah,
Yeah.
those. I was like, man, that is so cool, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so I guess speaking of collectibles and stuff like that, I guess we'll go into I know you said you had some stuff you wanted to show off, sir. So go
Yeah,
ahead. Floor is yours.
yeah, this was kind of random. I was in Ross and I was like, saw some stuff that was knocked down, seemed to me, by quite a bit, and it was a little bit unusual. So the one that I had in the thumbnail today, you only saw the head, and what a head it is. I mean, this is a gigantic Frankenstein head, but this is the where's the package? This is apparently the Bendy Figs Universal Monsters. There's the package. It's a Bendy Figs, and there it is. So just like nice. The name implies, the whole thing is bendable. It was weird. It had like 2 pieces of tape over each hand, the stickiest tape that's ever been sticky. So I still have to get the residue off. The stand is really substantial. I don't know if you can see that. It is big. So this thing's not falling over. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then I found this. This is interesting. This is a NECA, glow in the dark, gigantic packaging. Wolfman. This is a bendable, what do they call it? Posable, posable figure, Wolfman figure from NECA. So looks a lot different, a little bit different. It's different. It's a posable one. So whether or not I'll take that one out of the package, not really sure. I guess they got some different ones there. The Mummy, Frankenstein. And then the next one, Larry, I think you're going to... Could I make Larry jealous? I'm not really sure. Maybe I will. We got this Misfits.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
So this is a Super 7. Yeah, Super 7.
Oh, wow. They had that at Ross, too?
Yeah, they had it at Ross. I'm very surprised by that.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Danzig skeleton figure. You've got a couple different ones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's weird that it's... I know for some Hot Wheels, some people love it when the card is not punched. I don't really... To me, it's not really a big deal, but I thought that was a little weird. But the whole thing is like a skull. It's hard to really catch it.
Yeah, I could see it.
There you go.
Like it's in, I guess, engraved or embossed or something.
Yeah. So very cool. I thought, and I was kind of surprised to see them in Ross. So
nice. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Let's see if I can. Well, I have some stuff too.
Cool.
Since you said we were going to do some show and tell stuff,
yeah.
I was like, all right. So this has been making the rounds online. It's a popcorn bucket. So let's see if anybody want to guess what it. Mr. Dan, you want to guess what it might be?
What kind of popcorn bucket?
Yeah.
Xenomorph.
No.
Oh.
It is horror related. I will say that.
Okay. Oh, wow. Megan. Probably not.
I could have, because when I went to when I got this, they had it on discount for $5.
Oh,
so
really?
I was almost thinking about it, and I was like, eh.
Is it the last Jurassic World movie?
No. Somebody in the chat got it, though.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. Jim got it because he knows you like this movie. Yep. Toxic Avenger.
Well, I did get that one, but I had it. It was actually Jeff.
Oh.
Guessed it correctly.
Wow.
It was Michael Myers Halloween 2.
Cool.
And
sweet.
Interesting. So you're gonna pick his brain. I thought that was
pretty
cool.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised I found it, man. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. The other thing I don't know if you saw these. Again, going back to the creature group that I'm a part of, man, those people are, I don't know. I thought I was bad at collecting. Those people are nothing bad against them. It's just like, wow, they're pretty hardcore, man. But anybody goes to Wendy's, they have these Chili Gilly figures, and I bought one.
Oh.
And it's a little creature.
Oh, get out of here. Wow. This is currently they have them?
Yeah, this is currently
Oh,
like
really?
I don't really go to Wendy's, but I saw
Yeah.
them with these and I was like, oh man, that's pretty cool.
Hmm.
And then they kind of when I say that they're hardcore is they found out a cheat code on on which bag has what,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, well, let me see. And then I went, I asked the lady, I was like, hey, do you have this one? And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is the one, and I got the one that I wanted. I was like, wow, that's
Does
pretty
it
cool.
have like a number on it or something?
Yeah, it has like some sort of it's got a numbering system on the
Mhm.
bag,
Yeah.
and they said if it has like these two letters at the end, it's a certain one.
Yeah.
The same with these other blind bag ones, the terror eyes. When I got the creature, that one was pure luck that I got it. But then when I went back, I saw that they had a whole cheat sheet, and I was just like, oh man, if I would have known this before, I would have gotten the other ones that I wanted,
Yeah.
and I would have just cleaned up on that. The other thing, and I did release a short on this one, was the Trick or Treat Studios A78 Michael Myers. This is the one that I was like so
Yeah.
happy when I got it. I was like, man, is I got this one at Elm Street Toys. They had like a really good sale going on. So yeah, 78, man, still my favorite Halloween
Yep.
film.
Definitely.
It's a
That's
classic.
awesome. Hmm.
So that one I will be reviewing coming up soon. So stay tuned. We'll see when I'm going to review that one. I do have the 2018 one, and then I also have a Sam, same size
Okay.
from Trick or Treat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I was surprised at the deal that I got for it. So that's really. I have some other stuff that came in yesterday, but I haven't opened it yet, so I'm not gonna
Mhm.
reveal it just yet. But
Right. Right. Right.
but no, yeah, that was some pretty cool stuff, Mr. Dan. The NECA one that you have, I got the Mummy. I have that one of the Mummy.
Oh, you have the mummy of this one?
Yeah, I
Okay.
got that one because at my local comic book store they had it on clearance for that price, and I was like, oh man, I definitely at that
Yeah.
price I'm gonna pick it up.
Yeah. I could see these maybe not being as popular. I could see people going for the regular figures first, and then like if they're nuts about a certain character, like we are about the creature, then maybe getting the creature or something. You know what I mean? Because they're a little bit different. But
Yeah, but NECA was smart, and they released the creature as a Comic Con exclusive, so you could only get it during Comic Con of I think last year,
mhm.
and it was that same sort of glow in the dark, And I was just like, well, do I really want to? Because I could have gotten it because they do like a pre-release online, so I could have gotten it, but then I was just like, I can't open it, and it's like because of that plastic, I don't really
Yeah.
like opening those figures.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
for me, Creature from the Black Lagoon, most of my Creature figures are open,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So, so yeah, I was just kind of like, man. They also did a Nosferatu one too.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah,
Like
they did
classic
one that was
Nosferatu or from the.
yeah, no, classic, and it's like glow in the dark
Oh, okay.
type packaging as well. Like it's
Mhm.
that same sort of packaging, but it's Nosferatu.
Okay.
So I mean, they're doing them. It's just kind of like, oh well,
Yeah.
It's like I can only do. I don't know. I like ones that I can actually open, even though I put
Mhm.
them back in the box and stuff like that. But
Right. 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 Yeah. That's mostly the way I am. Except for I got doubles of the one Jada one, just the creature. They had the glow in the dark version, so
mhm.
that one I kept in the package. So
Yeah, same with me. That one is still in packaging. I got that one. I got that one because I had the people I normally get figures from is Last Toy Store,
Okay.
and I told them like, hey, do you have the creature, the Jada creature figure? And they're like, oh yeah. So I got the regular one first, and then I had pre-ordered
Mhm.
the Big Lebowski, the McFarlane statue. I had
Okay.
gotten that, or I had pre-ordered it, and then I asked them, hey, I had heard something about like McFarlane doing something, and they're like, they told me that they canceled, but we found the glow in the dark creature. Do you want that? And I was like, send it my way. Of course,
Yeah.
I'll take it. Anything creature. It's basically the same figure, just glows in the
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You
Those
know.
the glow in the dark ones actually started showing up at FYEs around here.
Oh, nice.
Like, that was weird because I had everything. I had ordered everything from Jada. I know I ordered. During the pandemic. It was like Big Bad Toy Store and somebody else. I was like, I didn't really have a lot of experience, and it was during the pandemic. I was like, I'm going to order 2 from this place and 2 from that place. That's the way it worked out. And one of the one wave came a lot earlier, but that's probably not even a reflection on either company. It was just the way it was back then. And then I saw somebody else had the glow in the dark creature. Someone showed it on YouTube. I was like, wow, where did that come from? It was like the next day I was in FYE, and it was right there. I was like, okay.
Oh, nice.
Sure.
Well, that's the same thing. Like when I go somewhere and I see something that's creature related, and I didn't even know that existed, like the Freddy Funko creature version,
Okay, right. Mm-hmm.
or Freddy Funko as a creature. I was
Yeah.
at some antique marketplace, and they had a whole bunch of like pops. I'm just like looking, like, you know, because I know I'm still on the hunt, Patrick. If you're still here, I'm still on the hunt for Black Phillip for you. So every time I'm always looking at Funko stuff, and then I saw that one, I was like, oh wow, I didn't know they made this. And then the price, I was like, I'll take it, you know. So anything creature related, it's like that's why I end up, you know, it's almost like I have to pick it up.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Sure. Yeah.
Get back to the chat real quick before we continue here, because there's looks like there's a lot of stuff going on. Words and pictures. This is probably a far back, so hope if you're still here, thanks for stopping by. I climbed into a locker on a spaceship. There was a door in the back of it. I opened it and ended up here. Well, thanks for stopping by. Jeff says, there he is again. Hey, words. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Oh, Captain Adam's here. Thank you, good sir. Thanks for stopping by.
Captain Adam.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Oh, everybody's saying ahoy back to the captain. Cars like Race the Sun, James Belushi kart racing movie with Halle Berry.
You know, I kind of remember the cover of that, but I don't think I saw it.
It doesn't sound familiar to me.
Was that like a let's help some kids engineer a solar powered car movie? I think maybe, but I'm not really sure.
James Belushi and Halle Berry.
It's a little weird, right? But
interesting.
Yeah. Huh. I remember the title. I definitely remember it. I just don't really remember I don't think I've seen it. And which is a little strange. A lot of times anything that has to do with cars, racing, or driving, if I haven't seen it, I usually try to go back and watch it. Yeah, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it in that pairing too, like Belushi and Berry. I've never. That's interesting. Let's see. Patrick says, I think Dan's room looks great.
Oh, thanks.
Everybody's saying back and forth. Even Stacy says Dan's room's terrific.
Thanks.
Dan, your favorite movies made in your
region?
Region.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Oh, wow. In my region. Yeah, because the thing is, like, here's the thing with New Jersey movies. Most of them are North Jersey. You know, Ghost Dog, you know, a lot of the mob movies are North Jersey. In my region, of course, I'm in Philadelphia area. I'm like 15 minutes away, so I guess that counts. So, I mean, you got the Philadelphia Story, old Jimmy Stewart movie. That's a good one.
We got Jeff with his thoughts on your favorite.
And but I guess it would probably be. But I guess it would probably have to be Rocky. You're right, Jeff. No, actually, it would be really. Yeah.
Now from between the first two, or I'm just going the first two because I feel like they're kind of like the same in a way. Like all the other ones, like 3 and on, they start kind of like really changing. Which is your favorite between 1 and 2?
The first one.
The first one?
Yeah. Yep. The second one is really good. I just rewatched it for a while back, but yeah, I just like the first one. And you know, I picked up a while ago. I picked up a used box set. It's just Rocky 2 and Rocky 3 on DVD. But I'll tell you, just back then the packaging was just sturdier. You know what I mean? It was. I like getting some old stuff used like that because it's like it might be a little scuffed, but it's sturdy. It feels like you're holding something heavy in your hand. They don't have the thin plastic cases, like things like that. So, yeah, Rocky. I mean, that would be really, yeah. That's pretty much it. I almost did because I've been on a fitness kick for a couple months now. not as much with the cardio. So, but I'm trying. But I was thinking, I had a thought that I would try to do the Rocky Run in
Oh,
November. Yeah, but probably not this year. I think, as a matter of fact, I think it's too late to sign up. But uh, that might be something to shoot for. I mean, it would be an experience, just to
hmm.
just to do it. My son-in-law runs, and he did the Broad Street Run, which is 10 miles.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
so yeah, I could run it with him maybe next November.
So start training.
Yeah, I got to start training.
Oh man.
Just
No, that,
just watch. I just got to watch some Rocky movies and get
yeah,
pumped up.
just keep listening to the soundtrack and
Yeah,
like just playlist all of them.
yeah.
From
Even Rocky Four, Robert Tepper. There's no easy way out.
yeah.
It's
It's on fire.
gets you pumped
Yep.
up. Yeah,
Every time. Every time. I listen to that, I'm like, man, I want to go run in the snow and chop
yeah.
down trees and stuff. And then, I'm like, ugh, too much
Yeah.
work.
The music selection that they have at Planet Fitness. I mean, they have some good stuff. They have some good
Mhm.
stuff. I mean, they had Scorpions on a couple weeks ago, but a lot of it's just sampling of whatever the pop music that's out there.
Yeah.
It's not really what you think of. It's like it's not
Right.
helping you get one more set.
Yeah, well, see that's the thing. Like, I go to Crunch Fitness, and so for
Okay.
me, it's like I'm always like, oh my god, that's why I always have my headphones on. But in between songs, like sometimes something I'll get surprised. Like yesterday when I went yesterday, I was like, oh, they're playing Disturbed,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
cool.
But then they play like something like rap or hip hop like right after that. I'm just like, man, who's making this selection?
Yeah, it's like
Like
all over the place.
yeah. Or one time I heard Master of Puppets, and I was like, really? Like I was like, who's in charge of the playlist today, man? I
Yeah.
got to give them a thumbs up.
Hmm.
But no, yeah, but most of the time, like I always hear like just the regular hip hop stuff, and I'm just like, ugh. So
Yeah.
I just turn up my music and try to drown it out. But
Yeah, I should start bringing headphones. I actually, because speaking of Svengoolie, they have early in the morning. They have some of the TVs are Me TV.
hmm.
So the days I'll jump on the treadmill, they got Dragnet on 2 episodes, but I don't have. You either I got to get the jack that goes into the treadmill, or I
Hmm.
guess wireless. I don't really know if I can do it, but I got to figure it out because I'm like, well, why not watch a Dragnet episode while I'm
Well,
doing my incline walking. You know what I'm saying?
it's funny. It's funny that you mentioned something like that because when I at the old gym that I used to go to, like I would still listen to my music, but they had like TBS on and it was like Seinfeld reruns.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah,
like I'm still listening to my music, but I've seen Seinfeld so many times that I'm like watching it without audio and I'm still laughing because
yeah,
I know
you know
what's
that.
going
Uh-huh,
on.
uh-huh.
And so it's just like I don't know. I'd be like laughing like with my just listening to because I listen to like heavy music, right? So
Right, right,
I'm
yeah,
just like all this screaming and like fast everything, and then there's Seinfeld. I'm just like laughing like an idiot. You know, people
yeah,
are probably like, "What the hell's wrong with this guy?"
yeah.
But no, yeah, it's just yeah, this
I they open at 5. It's depending on. Sometimes you get in there at like 4:58 or 4:57. So like the one day I'm walking in there and I'm making a beeline. I'm all psyched. I'm getting ready, and I look up and there's David Jansen holding a gun on someone. And then I was like, the way my mind works, it was like, what show would that have been? Like I have to know. I have to freaking know.
those
And
are
I'm like, Patrick probably knows it wasn't, this is like a 70s show, I think. And I actually meant to go home that day and go look on the Me TV schedule and see what it was. I still haven't done it, and it's still bothering me a little bit.
yeah. I always hate that. That's why like whenever I watch something or I see somebody's review and they'll mention a movie that sounds really interesting, I'm like, oh cool, like if I don't, I'll either try to make a text note or like write it down or something like that. Like when I was watching the documentary, the '80s, what do you call it? The '80s, In Search of Darkness. Did you ever
Okay,
see
yeah.
those?
No, I haven't seen those yet.
Really, really good. The first two are incredible. But in watching those, like I was making lists of like, oh, I want to
Mhm.
see this movie. I want to see this, and that's where I discovered the the Dead Ship. That's where I found that
Oh,
one.
okay.
Did Patrick find it in the chat or?
Yeah, Harry O, Patrick and Kenny.
Oh, okay.
Harry O is the name of the show he was on. Yeah, because Patrick Kenny and I we did something a little different on my channel once. We did a review of the first episode of the Fugitive, the original series. Because I was into that for a while, and I had like the one season on physical media, and then I was watching on like Pluto or something, but they only had they didn't have the whole series, and I kind of got sidetracked. But I actually thought about getting a little bit more into some TV episodes too, of some classic TV on the channel.
Nice, nice. Yeah, like I still haven't done. I think I've only done like maybe like one watch party, and it was with who I saw who's in the chat right now, Queen Mayanne.
Ah,
And yeah, there she is right there. We did the Nun 2, even though I haven't seen the Nun 1, but she somehow convinced me to watch the Nun 2 with her.
Well, so, was that one a prequel though?
No, that one's a sequel. Yeah, that one.
Okay, that was a sequel, right? Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was a prequel too, but then and we talked about it in that stream, and she was like, "No, it's a it is a sequel to it," and they do show some stuff where it's like back before or something. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I was actually very surprised. I was like, "Wow, it's not too bad."
I think I like that one. Yeah, it was confusing because like the second Annabelle movie was a prequel, and
Homecoming, right? That was the second one.
No, it's called
Creation or something.
Creation. Okay. Yeah, that's I did those. That's one of the series I did for Franchise Frenzy when I was doing Subspecies too, and I had only seen a couple of those, so that was kind of fun to go through those.
Now Subspecies 5 is a prequel.
That's true. That's true. I didn't think of that because that was the top 3 Thursday prequels, but I actually had some pretty good ones on there, so I don't know if, as much as I like Subspecies 5, I don't know if it would have knocked out any of the ones that I had. I had Saw X, Amityville 2, and what the heck was the other one I had? Oh, Pearl.
Oh yeah, Pearl's a good one.
Pearl, that blew me away. Because I liked X, but I didn't love it.
Right.
I thought Pearl was like a much more original movie than X. Very
See, and that was the thing. A buddy of mine, when it came out in theaters, I hadn't seen X yet, and he was like, "Oh, let's go watch the movie." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, "Have you seen X?" I was like, "No, I haven't." He's like, "Oh, so you're seeing it as in chronological order at this point." So that'd be interesting, your perspective. And so then I saw it, and then I saw X, and I was like, "Oh, X is pretty good." For me, Pearl is still my favorite.
Yeah.
And then Maxine, I don't know what they were thinking with that one. It was.
I haven't seen it yet.
I mean, for me, it was a letdown.
Oh, really?
I was really hyped for it, and then I saw it, and I was like, Pearl is still the better of the 3.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing that with my son because he's seen like Alien, and then we saw Alien Romulus in the theater. He hasn't seen Aliens yet.
Okay.
We almost watched it like about 10 times, but it's not the shortest movie, and it's a bit of an undertaking, So, and then there was another. I also had the idea to show him like Saw, and then go to Saw X, and then 2. Even though what's her name's character shows up in Saw X, so
Tawny or Shawnee Smith.
Shawnee Smith, yeah. So I mean that kind of, even though it's a prequel, it kind of helps to if you've seen the other ones, of course. But it's kind of interesting to do it like that. Even I actually really like these movies, the Death Race movies with Jason Statham. I thought the one prequel they did was really clever. They didn't have a huge budget, so they made it so it was like they were MMA fighters, but that wasn't really catching on anymore, so they were just transitioning into the racing. But that would be cool to watch in order of, chronology too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see because I've missed a lot in the chat. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just kind of going through real quick to see. Looks like Shermelo Scott is here. How's it going? Thanks for stopping by.
Hey,
he had some food. He's watching Creepshow 2. Really, really cool. I never realized there was a part 3
of Creepshow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah. I've
I
heard
never
it
realized that. I was like, there's a part three.
came out on.
I've only seen the first two.
Yeah, it came out at, somewhat later. I've seen a couple clips. It just seems, you know what they say about Tales from the Dark Side. It's like the sort of the
Hmm.
unofficial, because of the Romero and
Yeah.
voice and everything like that. Jim
No.
actually mentioned Tales from the Dark Side, the movie today. Yeah, I mean, I never watched it. I have seen some of my friends review it, Creepshow 3, and they're just pretty much shaking their head the whole time. But
I
especially
do.
for me, like the second one was good, but
Yeah.
I love the first one. You know.
Yeah. It's got a different feel. The second one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's oddly enough, the second one was the first one that I saw, and then
Okay.
I went back and I saw the other one because I think at the time I saw it on cable and it was on. I think it was on Cinemax, and I was visiting my uncles and my grandmother in another town, and yeah, I used to watch a whole bunch of random stuff on TV, and that was one of them that I remember because of the Chief Woodhead. Like
Yeah.
I was like that always creeped me out.
Mm-hmm.
That and
Mm-hmm.
then I really liked the sludge or the tar, whatever that
Yeah.
thing
The
is,
raft. Yeah.
the raft. Yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
That was a good one.
that one was creepy as well. But I mean, yeah. Then I went and I saw the original, and I was like, oh man, the roaches, the roaches thing it gets me every time. Like that's the one that always scared me because of the
Yeah. Yeah.
roaches.
Yeah.
Not the zombie or like
Right. Right.
the dead or that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's the roaches that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just like in Tales from the Dark Side. The most scariest thing for me was like the cat.
Yeah.
It's just like oh
Yeah.
oh my god, just
It's all wet and like. Ugh.
yeah. It was just like first of all that the look of it when it's going in his mouth, and then afterwards when it's like Hickey comes out,
Yeah.
and then it's just like it just starts coming back out of the mouth, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, good times. No, yeah. Let me see if I can get to some more comments real quick. Kenny saying the comments are somewhat crazy. I had one where they said this video stinks, not interested in the topic, and I'm like, thanks for watching. Patrick says pain don't hurt. Oh, he's also bringing up my other one. Cut your nails, bro. I'm dead. Looks like Kal-El's here. Kal-El Daily, how you doing, good sir? Cat Dog, what's up? How you doing, good sir? Hope you're doing well. He's saying hi to Rob, VHS Warrior. We got a question from Stacy saying the current John Carpenter can relax. The new John Carpenter, well, for one, I don't think there'll ever be another John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. That's one like a new John Carpenter. I don't think there'll ever be one.
Yeah, but if he was 30 years old right now, I don't know. I guess he would have Kurt Russell playing like the Lee Van Cleef parts in movies. I don't know.
Yeah.
He would have to find somebody younger he could, work with. I don't know what he would be coming up with today,
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's been a long time since I've seen The Ward, and I don't remember liking that. And I know other people have said it's
Barely
not
remember it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I know a lot of people would crap on his vampires. I love that one. The one my least favorite is Ghosts of Mars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I like vampires. Vampires is pretty good.
Yeah, actually, I was lucky enough to actually see it in the theater, and I was like, "Oh man, this is great."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess Village of the Damned is kind of like
that one wasn't considering
yeah
that. Yeah, that just I'm such a fan of the original too. It did because the original was one that used to make the rounds on TV when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely creepy. It still is.
Yeah, that was one that I remember being an actual like remake because for the longest time I didn't realize there were certain movies that were remakes. Like I mentioned, Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't aware of like, oh, okay, but that was one that I remember the original and those creepy kids. I mean, I felt like the kids were creepier in the black and white version than than in Carpenter's one. Yeah. And even there's stuff that I forgot he did Memoirs of the Invisible Man. I totally forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
Or with Wes Craven, I totally forgot he directed Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like I rewatched that one. Like I'd seen it so many times, growing up or with my buddies, and then like this a few years back, we watched it one more time. I was like, holy crap, Wes Craven did this. Like, yeah, you didn't know that? I was like, I guess it doesn't feel like a Wes Craven movie.
Right, exactly. It's definitely like a different one.
Yeah.
And then of course that doesn't count his music movie he made, which was just a personal interest to him, But yeah, Jim says Wyatt Russell. He'd be working with Wyatt Russell today. That's a pretty good possibility. I want to see Wyatt Russell fully made up to look like Snake Plissken. I want to see what that would look like.
I think I saw something recently where somebody asked Carpenter that if Wyatt Russell could do it, and I think he said that he wouldn't do it. Wyatt Russell wouldn't do Snake Plissken.
He wouldn't do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they were interviewing Carpenter. I saw some videos this past week, and they were asking Carpenter about like, is there going to be supposedly because a couple of years back when he was at Frightmare, he had said that apparently they're going to do there's a supposed thing sequel in the works.
Oh, okay.
So like, they were asking, is he involved in it? And he's like, I can't talk about it or anything like that. And then have you thought about working with Russell in something else? And they're like, no. What about Wyatt Russell being Pliskin and stuff like that? I'll have to send you the video. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, and then I mentioned Jim. Jim's here. Jim's movie channel. He was here. I was on his stream earlier. He was with the Horror Punk, and then coming up, we're going to be doing with Kenny Sean on the movie channel. We're going to be doing horror movie franchises. So I'm pretty excited about that. So y'all tune in on Tuesday for that. I'll put it in the posts and stuff like that.
Well, I told Tim today that he had 6 subspecies movies to watch between now and then. So I was just messing with him, of course, but
I mean, technically, and man, you had to mention that because that was gonna be my ace in the hole. I was like, man, I'm probably the only one that's gonna bring that up.
You probably still are. Well, there's some other ones. Yeah. There's probably a few franchises out there that might not come up as much, for sure. Other than
there's another one that's on my mind that would probably be, I guess once we get in the thick of it, like what would be it might be an honorable mention because there's not too many, like what is considered a franchise.
Right, exactly.
Like beyond 3 movies, beyond 2 movies, so
a movie, a sequel, and a remake. Is that a franchise?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. Because you have you have The Fog and then you have the Fog remake.
Yeah.
Is that a franchise?
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, I don't know. And then you have something like, I guess almost, I wouldn't say a spiritual successor, but more of like, it's like Shape of Water and The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. That's also like Creature from the Black Lagoon, Revenge of the Creature, and then Walks Among Us. That would be the 3.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give anything else away because this is pretty much the conversation for Tuesday.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's change gears.
Let's see. I'm just gonna speed through this because we're already going on an hour and 40 minutes, so I don't want to keep you too much longer, good sir. So yeah, Jim's here. I'm gonna give the wave at Jim. Thanks for stopping by. I hate it when videos start off and here's 10 movies you've never heard of, and now and not only have I heard of them, but I've seen them and own them.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Sean's here. Hey, Sean, how's it going? How you doing, good sir? Thanks for stopping by. Cinephile World Order. Everybody saying hi to Sean. Great interview today. Yeah, the Horror Punk, it was really cool. I can't wait to get on with you guys on Tuesday. I'm really, really looking forward to that. It should be really fun. I hear you about those videos. Don't even waste my time with that content anymore. The top 10 ones you've never heard of.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's talking about those ones.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Rob. Or Rob saying thank you. Let's see who else. Man, I got Mayan was here. And people thinking Jaws bucket, Toxic Avenger bucket. I did get that one, Jim, but it's a 10. I got that one. I really like that one too. That one was really cool. Predator. I don't know. Did you see that they're doing one for Badlands? It's like a ship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're doing like the Predator ship from Badlands.
Oh, the Predator ship. Oh, okay. Yeah. The ship would be kind of interesting, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I was almost gonna try to get that Tron, the light cycle. for
Mm-hmm.
that latest Tron movie. 80
Okay.
bucks though, like yeah, I don't
Oh
think
yeah.
it's like I'm not even gonna waste my time. Speaking of Toxic Avenger, that's one that that's a really good remake in my opinion, and that's one that I'm gonna get once I get the actual like the release. I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch it again because I really had a lot of fun with that one. Did you catch that one in the theater by chance?
No, I didn't. I haven't really seen much in the theater, but yeah, I've heard good things. I'm definitely interested in checking it out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like that's one that oddly enough, I never realized my wife was a fan of the originals.
Hmm.
So I thought that was pretty interesting when she told
Yeah.
me that, and then I was like, okay, cool. And then I technically dragged her to go see it because I had been wanting to see it. So she went, and we both were laughing through the whole thing. It was great. We had a lot of fun with it. It was like gory, funny, silly.
Yeah.
Like I mean, yeah, it was really good. And then I kind of because of that, I went to go see the last Downton movie with her.
Oh, okay.
Took one for the team, and I was like,
I,
oh
you know
yeah,
what? I mean, I used to be into the show. I dropped off at some point, but my kids knew the theme music because I would go one after the other. And I was just telling somebody today, Jason from Perfect Nightmares Jam, he reviewed The Guest today because it's got a Halloween scene.
oh yeah,
Yeah. And what I told him was like I was watching Downton Abbey back then, so I couldn't believe that was Dan Stevens. I was like,
yeah.
I remember when he left the show. It was just
Hmm.
somebody made a video. This girl made a video. She recorded her boyfriend. Her boyfriend had like on a backwards baseball cap. Not the fan base for Downton Abbey, but I guess she had gotten him into the show and he was hooked. So she recorded his reaction to the scene where they kill him off, and he was like, "God damn it!" He's like, "That's what they do. They get you to care about these characters. They take them away." He was so mad, but it was like a bro getting mad at Downton Abbey. That was
Yeah,
really
yeah, that's great.
because
No,
they had a couple characters died,
yeah,
and then Dan Stevens says, "I'm leaving the show," and they're like, thanks, because he was gonna get together with Lucy, and it was gonna be a big thing. It was one of those deals, and he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the show." A McLean Stevenson deal. So they were like, "Okay, car crash, whatever, go make movies."
yeah.
Man, he's made some pretty good movies.
Oh yeah, it's like right there. The Guest. That was the first time I
Yes.
had ever seen him, and then Legion. I don't know if you ever saw that show on FX.
No, I didn't see Legion.
Legion, that's a really good one. The guy that did Alien Earth and
Okay.
Fargo, those TV shows, he did that show as well.
Oh, Noah
And
Hawley. Yeah.
yeah, Noah
Okay.
Hawley. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's ever since the Guest. I never saw the show Downton, but my
Mhm.
wife, she was into it, and she told me I showed her the Guest, and she was like, "Oh, this guy's in Downton." I'm like, "Really, this
Yeah.
guy?"
Yeah, it's very
And
surprising. Yeah.
yeah, and then just the way he plays it in the Guest, that's a really man. That's a still I love that movie, man. I'm still hoping for a sequel at some point.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Definitely pretty cool. And I'm glad that Jason made that video because I forgot about that Halloween scene. I even saw a making of when they really wanted to go all out and make it like, not like an afterthought, like like someone put some effort into having a Halloween party at high school and like,
Hmm.
they used to do. So that might be one I'll rewatch soon.
Yeah, that's one that man, I had speaking of that, it was a bummer because I had found somebody I can't remember the name of the place, but they sell like physical media, and they had the out of print one from who was it? Umbrella? No, Second Sight, the Second Sight release. And I had ordered it, and then I ordered it in September, and here we are October, and I messaged them like, "Hey, am I gonna get this soon?" And they're like, "Oh, because of tariffs, and
Oh,
we should have messaged you and all this stuff." And I was like, "Great." So
yeah.
I had to cancel my order because they can't send
Oh,
it to
that
me anytime.
sucks.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to send it to me anytime soon. So I was just like, well, but the guess, yeah, I man, the soundtrack to that too is like really good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of good stuff on that. Uh, let's see here. Let's see here if I missed anybody else. Man, there's a lot. There's a lot I missed. Been listening while laying down. Mrs. Night Owl said your friends seem like really nice people. I like them. Sloppy hand hearts.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks. I'm actually a real bastard though, so I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Jim saying have a great night. Have a great night, words. Thank you for support on my channel and my stream today. And Rob's giving the sloppy hand hearts back. Thank you so much. Creepshow 3 is not officially a Creepshow movie. It is a oh, man, that's great. Patrick's chiming in on the Death Race movies were great. Zach McGowan did the last Death Race and the last Scorpion films. Both were really good.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I've seen the first of the newer Death Race movies because I love the original Death Race 2000 so much, and I didn't really care for the Statham movie.
Yeah, it's very different vibe from the original Roger Corman one. I would love for someone to put out a line of diecast, some cars from the original with those crazy designs, and then some from the Statham movies. That I think
that would be pretty cool.
It's not going to happen, but that would be cool.
I'm surprised. I'm curious. I'm surprised Jada wouldn't jump on that.
Because if anybody would do it would probably be Jada because of their sort of the movie connections they've been doing with, the Nightmare on Elm Street cars and stuff like that.
Well, they even did Drive, that the Oz movie. Like they did some for that. Yeah, they did. I mean, they've done the Fast and Furious ones.
Yeah,
and, but I mean, stuff like Drive. Like I'm surprised when I saw that. I saw that at a Target of all places. I saw the car there. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know they made these.
Yeah.
Cool. Patrick says I got stuck viewing. The Jim fired back. I'm sorry, Patrick. That's an hour and a half. You'll never get back. Great. Jim's also saying to me, Vampires was the last really good Carpenter film. It's not great, but it's entertaining as hell.
Very entertaining.
Yeah, very entertaining. Lee Van Cleef is the master.
I've got the whole series.
I mean, my favorite Western is still Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
So good.
I don't care how long that movie is. I can watch it, and it doesn't even feel. It's like it flies by. Yeah, and it's just like, man, it's just so good.
But let me ask you this: do you like Van Cleef better in The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, or for a few dollars more?
Man,
his character in For a Few Dollars More is great too.
Yeah. Why? That's a tough one. I think it's tough because it's just like for Good and the Bad and the Ugly, like I mean that's my favorite Western of all time, and I think it's just a combination of everything. Like all three of them are like just so with each other, like the way that they are with each other, and just Tuco is just like so nuts, and I just love that scene where it's like, if you're gonna shoot, don't talk.
It's great.
I love that scene so much where he's just there and he's like, oh, I got you. I had to learn to shoot with think it was like my left or something like that. And then he just that one liner at the end. I'm just like, man, that's great. Or even the other parts at the end where he had already unloaded the gun.
Yeah.
And it's just that's so intense, goes on and on and on, and then finally just like boom, it clicks, and then I don't know. So it's tough, but maybe a few dollars more is him as just a character.
Yeah, there's just a character. Yeah.
Just a character. I would probably say a few dollars more, but as a whole, like Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is still my favorite. Like it's just so I don't know. I just love that movie so much. And it's a Western. It's kind of like but that's also one that I was still into before I got back into horror movies. That one was just one like I've seen it in Spanish and I still really enjoyed it, and it's just like I mean it kind of made me laugh a little bit, some of the dialogue, but
my parents actually my parents lived in Spain for a while, and they actually saw some of those movies in Spain.
Oh wow,
that would be cool. Yeah.
Man, that's nuts. That's pretty.
I think that's the kind of movie, like, even if you say, I don't think I'm a Western fan, but if you saw it at a certain age, you were like, oh, okay, I get it. I'm hooked. Let me see the next one. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. They're going into.
Bye, honey. Bye, Papa. Bye. Hey, could you bring me a cough drop real quick?
I don't know where that is.
They're in the cabinet with the medicine.
Trying to really escape my children. Okay. Mag's sleeping over.
Mag's sleeping over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Oh, can I have a hug?
She wanted to.
Say hi.
Special guest, folks.
That's Danzig from the Misfits. You know who this is, right? Frankenstein. That's my girl. All right. I'll see you later, honey. I love you.
That's you on screen.
That's me on screen.
She got 1 out of 2, so I mean, the more important one, Frankenstein. So we're good.
Right. I haven't worked in the Misfits into the playlist yet. You know, it's a bit of a tall order for kids that are watching. You know, whatever. Super Kitties on TV. They did get me into that the Spider-Man show. The Spider Kids or whatever it is. It's kind of cute.
I was gonna say, yeah, man, there's a lot I missed. The Walk was trying to do Big Trouble in Little China. I remember that. I'm glad that didn't happen 10 years ago. Yeah, I heard about that too. About I always remember hearing about Gerard Butler being Snake Plissken for the longest time.
Okay.
And that just kind of like fizzled out. And John Carpenter is too busy getting stoned and playing games to do. Yeah, he just wants to do music. That's all he wants to do now. Thanks for inside information, Dan. The check is in the mail, brother.
Oh, sorry.
Say hi to Papa. You're not sleeping.
I'm not sleeping. I never said I was sleeping. Hurry up, quick. 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 All right. Quick, hug. Hug.
I'm going to show me. I'll see you tomorrow, Papa.
Okay.
Watching.
I'm watching myself. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. That's what you get on this show, folks.
Right.
The unexpected. Oh man, that's great.
Yeah, we read. I got an Elvira book from Target. It's like Elvira's first book of monsters or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It was a kid's book. It was pretty cute. We read it a couple times the other day.
Oh, nice. They enjoyed it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yep.
That's really cool. Yeah, for me, last year I was trying to get my. I have been trying to get my stepdaughter to watch like horror movies, but it's kind of like my wife is like, what if she gets scared? All this stuff. I was like, well, I'll show her the Universal monsters. I'll show her the ones that are not, really scary or anything like that. And oddly enough, she got really into Werewolf of London.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like
wow.
we were decorating, and then we had the movies that were like just going. She saw Wolf. I think I showed her Wolfman first, and then Creature from the Black Lagoon. We showed her Dracula, but then like it was just kind of like on what's next, like coming up. On
yeah.
And then so Werewolf of London just came on, and then I was like, oh, what do you think? And she was like, when I asked her that, she was just like this, like watching it, and I was like, oh, what do you think? And then she literally went into the whole like, there's this guy, and they think this, and they think this, but this guy this, and then I was like, wow. She was explaining the whole movie to me, like she was into it, and I was like, wow, it's pretty cool. And then now she likes Creature from the Black Lagoon, and we got her a movie poster, like a reprint movie poster of the Creature of the Black Lagoon for her bedroom and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
This year when Romulus came out, she wanted to watch Romulus, but we haven't seen it yet. But I did show her Alien.
Okay.
And she was like, when the Nostromo first comes out, she's all like, "Is that a miniature?" I'm like, "Yeah." Oh wow, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I know, right? And then you know how big it is, and she's like, how big? I mean, it's probably like. And I was kind of giving her the dimensions, like, oh, wow. And then, like, at the end of it, I was like, well, what did you think? She's like, oh, it's really cool. Out of 10, 8.5. I'm like,
wow.
Okay. Like, all right.
Cool. That's
and
cool.
then I just showed her Evil Dead 2, not yesterday, but the Friday before. And she liked it too. And so it was pretty funny. I was just like, she had said that she wanted to watch goopy movies. She told my wife, oh, I want to watch goopy movies. And I was like, what does that mean? And so like gory movies. I was like, oh, okay. And I was trying to think, well, what can I show her that's not too extreme? Like
not Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah. Or Hellraiser.
Like, which is like, goopy. I just watched last night, by the way. It's pretty goopy. Yeah.
So I was just like, well, what can I? Well, Evil Dead 2 has got a good mix of like horror, gore, and then it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And so I showed her that one, and it was funny. Her description was like, "Oh, it reminds me of like something out of Tim Burton." I was like, "Well, this
Okay.
is before
Yeah, right.
Burton."
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I was explaining to her because she's already seen Beetlejuice and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I kind of she's like, "Oh, well, I like it because it's older and this," and I was like, "Okay, that's cool." So she liked it. She liked Evil Dead too. I was like, "Nice." I'm still trying to work in what to show her next because I'm like, well, do I want to show her my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street films, but
Mhm.
there's nudity in it? I don't know. I've been talking to my
Right.
wife like, what's the limit? What's my cutoff? What can I
Mhm.
show her and stuff like that. So
How about The Thing from Another World? Do you think she'd like that?
maybe
Yeah.
I'd like to show. Yeah, that'd be cool because I would. I mean, if it were me, I would show her the thing.
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that would be. I mean, even me, like when the whole dog part of it, like that's
Yeah.
still like, oh, that's the hardest part for me to
Yeah, it's
watch
hard.
is
Right.
seeing an animal. But yeah, that original one that would be pretty cool. I need to show her this Island Earth. I think she would probably get a kick out of that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
With the Metaluna mutant and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
yeah.
still speaking of Super 7. I'm still irritated that like I saw they had those. What do they call them? I think they were like shampoo bottles or something. But it was Metaluna mutant, and it was like very colorful though. They looked retro. They looked kind of retro, and it was like popping. I used to get stuff popping up on Instagram from them all the time, and then every single time, click the link, sold out. Every time, it's like, what's going on here? But yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, all the stuff from back then is like, there's a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff, man. And I'm looking at the time, and we're already at almost 2 hours.
Wow.
So, yeah, whereas it's just flying by, and the chat's still going on and on. So like, I'm gonna kind of get back to it real quick, and before then we'll kind of wrap everything up.
Cool.
And but no, this has been really fun.
Definitely.
Yeah, before we knew it, like, look, we're already at almost 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just to kind of go back and I see some people showed up. Sav10. Not sure. Maybe somebody else knows who that is, but thank you for stopping by. Hello from the UK. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Really, really appreciate it. Let's see. Come on, Jeff. I'm assuming. Cheers. I'm letting the car warm up a few minutes. It's cold out here at the moment. That's another one I'd like to show her is Predator.
Oh yeah.
It's just kind of like.
I showed my son that, and the funny thing is, I've gotten so lucky. I've shown him whenever I show him something, it's like the next day or within the next week, we'll watch something else that makes references.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching some guy do like a bushcraft video, and he had like a whole bunch of logs on his shoulders, and he was saying lines from Predator, and my son just looked at me. And I was like, yeah. I even showed him one. The only Star Trek episode we ever watched together was Amok Time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were watching, or I showed him a clip from Mystery Science Theater, where there was like a brunette woman, and she turned around, and it just looked like a scene from that episode. And then one of the bots is like, "She's dead, Jim," but it was like perfect. It was,
Oh man!
I had to show him that, and then after we watched Night of the Living Dead, we were watching something, and someone was walking through a cemetery. I think it was another episode of Mystery Science Theater, and they were like, nobody start up with that because they're coming to get you, Barbara Crap.
I think I've seen that one. Yeah. I think I've seen that one. Oh man, because that one sounds familiar. I think I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Man is saying, "Oh, cute, also cute with your
grandchildren's." Thanks.
Grandchildren. I don't know why I said children's. Interweb Kaiju, how you doing, good sir? Thanks for stopping by and coming by and hanging out. Watch Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Yeah, that would be a good one. Yeah, Goofy and Goopy. Yeah, that would be a pretty good one.
It's goofy enough, right?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And I showed my wife hadn't seen that one, and I showed her that one, and she really enjoyed that one.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
As far as movies about people going in wood chippers, that's probably the funniest one.
Yeah. I just that. Wait, especially I like the part where they accidentally knock out the girl, and they're like, oh my god, they're gonna kill her and all this stuff, and then they start. It's just the whole movie is just like just mishaps,
Right. Yeah. It's,
mishaps and misunderstandings.
yeah.
It's like that. It's great.
I love the way, like, when they go to, even when they go in the convenience store, and the way he turns around and looks at him, they think, oh, this is some creepy hick, and he's like the nicest guy in the world,
Yeah.
but just from their vantage point, it looks scary.
Oh man, that's great. Looks like Rob is watching Rocky 3.
Awesome.
That's still my favorite. I still really love that one. Reason being is because it's like he loses and he has to come back.
Yep.
That's I think that story. If I had to say my favorite Rocky film, it's that one. Even though it's a little bit over the top with like it starts getting into the flashiness and stuff. I mean, let's face it, Part 4, it's great.
Mhm.
Part 4 is great. It's the MTV of Rocky movies.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I like 3 because it's like he loses Mickey, he loses to Clubber Lang, and his original enemy is his foe
Yeah.
is Apollo helps him
Mhm.
pick himself back up, and he wins, and I love that. That's why Dark Knight Rises resonates a lot with me, because I like that he's broken and
Yeah.
he has to
Mhm.
come back,
Mhm.
But yeah, I guess at this point, I think I got everybody. Yeah, I think I got everybody that came in. So we're at the 2-hour mark. So Mr. Dan, at this point, is there anything you want to plug or talk about that's coming up on your channel?
I don't think I have a video tomorrow. Might even be the first day in October that I haven't had a video. Monday, I've got it's a martial arts and horror video. Really pretty wild movie. And then I've got some, like I said, I've got some more movies about horror hosts, some more Hong Kong horror movies for October. I may try to do some like impromptu watch parties and things. I'm not really sure, but and then a couple of like unique videos, sort of like arts and crafts type videos of stuff I've done with die-cast cars and stuff. And just I kind of got the bulk done of what I wanted to do, and I'm just going to sort of have fun for the rest of the month, pretty much.
Cool. So, I mean, that's. I mean, I would imagine like, the spooky season. It's like for all of us in this community, it's like this is the fun time for all of us.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
heck,
exactly.
even my wife told me, she was like, I know this is your season, so it's like I know you're going to be doing a lot of stuff, and I was like, well, as long as you're okay with it, I got to get. He's the boss, so you know what I mean. Like,
right.
kind of, as long as you're cool with it, then I'll go nuts if I need to.
Yep.
And I got to bring this up because I thought this was pretty funny. Jim said Rocky peaked with Part 2, in my opinion, and has been steadily downhill ever since. Yeah, Jeff, that's right. I said it. And then,
yeah, Rocky 3. I mean, Rocky 3, like you said, they did change it up. They did some different things. At least you have to give them that credit. So.
And then Queen Mayan, she dropped your link in the chat there. So everybody, if you're not already subscribed to Mr. Dan, definitely go right there. And I'm also going to have his link in the description. So definitely check him out and go show him some love and some support. Really, really cool guy, and has a lot of cool stuff. As you've heard here today, he's got a lot of interesting, and all around the spectrum, he's got a lot of cool content. So definitely check him out. And as for myself, I'll be on Tuesday. I'll be over on Talking Movies with Kenny. I'm trying to get this right. Sean, Kenny, Jim, with special guest myself, and the horror punk.
Yep.
It's like I get all tongue tied. But yeah, so definitely tune into that as well. That's coming up on Tuesday. I might have another live stream on another channel on Thursday, but I haven't gotten the final details yet, so maybe we'll see if that happens. Beyond that, next weekend I will be going to a mini con locally to me, so keep an eye out for that, and the footage from that as well, and some of the pickups I might get from that, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, there'll just be another figure review on Friday, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and this month we'll be celebrating my 3rd year this coming week, actually.
Oh, cool.
Channel. So yeah, I think it's September 22nd or October 22nd. I don't know why I'm thinking September. October 22nd is officially will be my 3rd year here on YouTube. So it's interesting. Like it's gone by so quick and so much has happened. So no, I want to thank everybody that's come out and hung out with us tonight. It looked like everybody was back and forth with the crowd. Jim saying, great show, guys. I will check out the part that I missed on replay. Thank you so much, good sir. Yeah, just thank you, everybody. You know, my man Rob, Matt, Jeff, Jim again. Thank you so much. Sean came
Kenny.
by, Kenny, Texas,
Texas.
Queen Man. You know,
Yep.
Stacy. You know, I'm trying to see who else. Patrick. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody.
Yep.
I did say Casey.
Casey. Yeah.
My man Don.
Yep.
You know, 3BB man. The Night Owl. Miss you, Don. Hope if you're still here, miss you, brother. Words and Pictures was here. Let's see. Who else? I think I caught everybody then at that point. Big Tony was here. Let's see. I think I got everybody. If I didn't, my apologies if I missed y'all. But no, again, Mr. Dan, thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out with us tonight. And until we see you in the next one, guys, I'll leave it at this. Hoot, meow. Good night, boy.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks.
Y'all take it easy. If you want to stay on real quick, Mr. Dan, while we say
Sure.
goodbye.
No problem.
Thanks again, everybody. Y'all take it easy and have a good night.
Good night.